Shakur needs some good dancing partners. Shakur reminds me of a Mayweather. When I promoted Mayweather for 15 fights, I had every single opponent for him. Okay? All the opponents that Golden Boy had, we fed him to Mayweather, and Mayweather became Mayweather.
All right, now that might be just a little bit of a stretch, Oscar. I know you want to sign Shakur Stevenson, but to say you're a part of the reason that Floyd Mayweather is who he is today just because you were promoting him at one point is far from reality. Now, Oscar, he did contribute into making Floyd Mayweather a star by signing a contract and getting in the ring with Floyd, because Floyd Mayweather beating Oscar De La Hoya is definitely what made him the new face of boxing. With that being said, Shakur Stevenson is the hottest free agent we've seen in quite some time. Al Heyman, Floyd Mayweather, Golden Boy Promotions, DAZN, Matchroom, they all want to sign Shakur. In fact, Oscar and Eddie, they're fighting over Shakur right now. Oscar is threatening DAZN, Eddie Hearn, and even Shakur Stevenson that if Shakur doesn't sign with Golden Boy, then Oscar won't give him the Williams Zepeda fight. It's really a shame that DAZN has no power over the promoters. If they want to make a big fight on their network, they have to get the permission from the promoter, who's basically saying if he doesn't get things his way, he's not going to make the fight. And DAZN is supposed to just sit back and lose money because they're not putting on the best fights. It doesn't make sense. This is what Eddie Hearn said in response to Oscar De La Hoya.
I mean, terrible for boxing. Oscar really makes some strange statements where on one hand he wants the best to fight the best and lets promoters work with each other, and then he tries to freeze out fights. I don't know, but I guess that's his way of trying to sign Shakur Stevenson. For me, maybe I can't deliver this Zepeda fight, but we're all on the same platform. It's one of the best fights in boxing. You'd hope that if Shakur did choose Matchroom, that DAZN would put the pressure on to make that fight. But, Oscar's going to do what he's going to do. I think it's really bad for boxing just to make in-house fights and not to work with anyone else. But a bit of a wild, post, but Oscar's Oscar.
Yep, Oscar is Oscar. But meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson, he put out this post, and he said the trick didn't work. Every promoter wants me. He's obviously talking to his old promoter and ESPN. Knowing that Shakur was leaving the network in Top Rank, without a doubt, ESPN, they tried to do a number on Shakur Stevenson by constantly calling him boring during the fight. They even went so far as to showing the crowd leaving the last round. They panned the camera to the fans that were leaving early. Talk about giving the fighter special treatment, because ESPN had never done that before. Never have they done that. And they've called plenty of fights that were slow, wasn't entertaining. I mean, Teofimo Lopez, he had just fought a week before that. He put on a terrible performance against a guy who has 7 losses and had previously been knocked out. But you know what makes it even worse is the type of opponent that Teofimo Lopez had. If you were to compare his opponent to Shakur Stevenson's opponent, the type of opponent that Teo had, he was tailor-made to be knocked out. This guy was slow, flat-footed, came forward. That's the kind of guy that you're supposed to look good against. Meaning, if Shakur Stevenson would have been fighting against that guy, he would have put on one of his best performances. But instead, Shakur Stevenson had to fight the man who admitted that he came and used his running shoes. This is what Artem said to Shakur Stevenson immediately after the fight.
You wore your track shoes, Sheriff?
Huh?
I said you wore your track shoes.
Of course, I have to run away, brother.
All right, guys, so if you didn't hear that clip clearly, now, first of all, before the fight, Artem was joking, implying that Shakur Stevenson, he was going to run in the fight. After the fight, Shakur Stevenson, he says to Artem, "You brought your track shoes." And Artem, he said, "Of course, I had to run, brother." Never not one time did ESPN blame the fight not being entertaining on Artem for moving away and basically just trying to survive. Well, it's good to know all the other promoters that's trying to sign Shakur, they read through the BS. It also looks like Shakur's gamble paid off. He was offered a $15 million deal to stay with Top Rank. I think that $15 million would have been spread throughout 5 fights. Shakur is definitely going to make more than that now, regardless of who he signs with. So it'll be interesting to see who he goes with. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODkey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.